It's a hottie. It's going to be a hot year. Hey, it's Natalie, and at the start of this year, I wrote a blog post really to be fully transparent with myself and my community about 19 things I will and will not do in 2019. I think I also put it out there as an accountability piece, because in order to untap my potential this year, there are some things I need to stop doing and other things that I really need to commit to doing all the time in order to have an amazing year. And so what I thought I'd do today is, because when I put it out, it went really well with my community. I think a lot of people felt they could resonate with some of the points. Some of them really hit a nerve, and other people were like, ooh, yeah, I should probably be doing that too. So without further ado, here are 9 things that I will not do in 2019, and an update of where I am at about 3 weeks after writing this post and making these intentions for myself. Okay, number 1, I will not sign up to any more newsletters or opt-ins in 2019. I'm really excited about this one. At the end of 2019, I ruthlessly unsubscribed to over 100 newsletters. Now, some of those I had subscribed to, others were software updates from tools that I was using and just didn't need, and several were ones that I have been thrown on their list because they've clearly paid for a list online and you get them all the time. So those ones were report and spam. And it instantly cleaned up my personal inbox and my business email inbox because I had them separate. And suddenly it was like a delight to go into my inbox, because even though I'm no Pat Flynn who gets like thousands of emails a day, I get a lot. No, I really don't. But it's more than I even want. I just don't want to be spending time in my inbox when I have better things to be working on, more value to be adding to the world. So how am I doing on that? Actually pretty well. I'm continuing to unsubscribe from emails ruthlessly, and so far I have not signed up to anything new. I have been tempted, but I haven't. Number 2 is I will not check email every day. So my plan for this year is to check email on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. I've allotted 45 minutes at 10 a.m. on each of those days to go through and get to inbox 0. And I'm using the Getting Things Done methodology by David Allen, which is if you can't answer an email in 5 minutes or less, then you either delete it, delegate it, or defer it. So delete is one of the easiest options. Do you really need to read or respond to this email? Really? Is it really going to matter in the world? Probably not. Delete. The second is delegate. Now, you might have a virtual assistant, you might have somebody that you can pass it on to within your team, and if you have nobody, it might be something you want to forward to a friend that it might be of interest to. And the third is defer. Now, I really love that Gmail have brought in the snooze function where you can defer something for a day, an hour, a week, or a future date when you actually need to see that email again. So an example of where I might use that is if there's an event coming up in May and I want to buy tickets for it in March, I will defer that email until March. And I used to use SaneBox for this. In fact, I still do, but the Gmail function is free and it's awesome. So I'll put both those links down below. And how have I been doing on the emails? Not so great. So I'm actually still checking them each day, but I've started consolidating more into Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And now I've gathered a system and a routine for my emails. I think I can get it down to an hour a day on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And really, it's just the discipline. I just need the discipline to not look. It's not that important. And one way I'm probably going to help this greatly is to remove it from my iPhone, because that is a place you can instantly and quickly check stuff. But it is also too easy to instantly check and respond to email at the touch of your fingertips. Number 3, I will not sign up for any webinars. Now, a little caveat here, I didn't actually sign up to many webinars last year, but the point is that webinars have become, in many ways, sales pitches, spam fests, and a lot of dudes and bros talking about themselves for 45 minutes to then only just hard sell you. There are still some fantastic webinar teachers out there, people like Elise Dahmer, Amy Porterfield, Denise Duffield-Thomas, Sigrun. Okay, I just mentioned 4 awesome ladies because they're not dudes, and they deliver tons of educational content. They genuinely care about you, and their webinars are fully immersed in learning with, of course, a really great call to action at the end of it. But I just don't want to sign up to any more webinars unless it is a specific topic that I want to learn on, and in that case it's probably going to be through an educational institution or one of the online education platforms like Udemy or MIT or one of those places, because then I know it's actually teaching and it's not a sales pitch. How am I doing on that? fan-frickin-tastic, the number of tabs that I have shut down on. And here's my trick, is what I might open up to see what a webinar registration page looks like, because the marketer in me still wants to see how they're positioning it and all the bullet points and all the good selling points. And then I'll leave it open, and then I'll just click later, about an hour later, and just shut all my tabs down. Number 4, I will not buy any more online courses. Now, I actually, as a course creator, like to buy courses. It helps me to understand how other people are educating you, the learning management systems they're using, the way they set out their course, the way in which they deliver it. And often the courses that I buy are ones that I want to learn more about. But I'm sitting on quite a few courses right now. I make a pretty good effort of going through them diligently each month. And I want to get through those courses before I buy anything else. I have been tempted, but I haven't. And I think there's a really good reason for this. We tend to amalgamate courses like we do books. How many books have you got sitting on your bookshelf that you have not read and you probably own for more than 2 years? And how many online courses or courses in general are you sitting on that you have not gone through and probably have no intention to go through, but probably invested a couple of hundred or maybe even thousands of dollars in? So get your investment out of those courses first and then move on. Number 5, I will not fall victim to the comparison game. 2018, too much social media, too much online everything going on, too much Instagram confrontation of all these ridiculously beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful people who are super talented and not showing me the reality. So really my explanation for this is less social media time. Which actually brings me to number 6. I will not spend more than 1 hour a day on social media. How's that one working out for me? Yeah, so working on that one. But I already do feel better. I'm much more strategic about the time I'm spending, and I'm starting to use some cool tools like Later to actually be able to schedule out all my social media promotion and do that in an hour a week, and then not have to be online doing all those things, because that's typically when I start scrolling and doing the newsfeed thing or the feed thing of anything, which is usually not a delight. The other thing that I've actually done around social media is I've started following a bunch of triathletes and just interesting different people that have filled my feed with real life, awesome, amazing people untapping their potential who I aspire to be like, that don't make me feel like, oh crap. That said, some of the triathletes are looking pretty amazing and fit, but that just makes me want to go further and push harder and really train to be the best that I can be. So clean up your social media is a great way to not be bombarded with things that just make you feel like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not enough, or wow, why don't I ever have a good hair day? Hello, you think I spent any time on this? No. Alright. Number 7, I will not buy coffees. This one may seem a little crazy to you and it may seem a little bit of left field, but I live in a country, New Zealand, where we make the best coffees in the whole damn world. We do. Trust me, we have the best cow's milk as well. That's aside. It is like an art form here. It really is. People go to barista school. They treat it with so much respect and care. There are coffee shops next to each other. Even in the small cities we have, there are more coffee shops than our entire population. Well, that's an exaggeration. But my point is, you can't not move 5 meters without being bombarded with gorgeous coffee. And I worked out that at $4 to $5 a day habit, that's just for one coffee here, which used to be the cost of a sandwich, people. I could be saving $1,200 a year if I didn't buy a coffee every single weekday. So I've given myself one rule on this, which is if I really, really desire a coffee and I really, really enjoy the experience, then I'm okay to buy that. So how's this been going? I have only bought 3 coffees since the start of the year, and 2 of those were at one of my favorite coffee shops, shout out to Raglan Roast, who do affordable coffee at least $1 cheaper than most of the cafes, and it's really freaking good coffee. So that has been awesome. And the other one I bought, I used my recyclable coffee cup, so it already was cheaper. I think for me it's a price thing here. Like, I just think when people are charging $5 and over for a coffee, when I have perfectly good plunger coffee at home, it's also rebelling against the fact that so many people have coffee addictions here, and they have 2 or 3 a day, and it's just getting silly, people. So that habit has been going well, and I'm drinking less coffee as a result, and when I do have a coffee, I really, really enjoy it. And thank you to my friends who have shouted me coffee so far, without even knowing this was one of my goals. Not that they shout me coffee, just that I wasn't going to buy them. Alright, number 8, I will not hide behind any preconceived identity. For those of you out there who have had a personal brand, another business, a change in career, you know how hard it is to be able to switch and go, I do this now. I once was a writer and now I'm a videographer. I once worked in government and now I'm a stripper. I don't, just extreme examples, but the point is so much of our identity gets tied up in what we did, who we were, and how we added value in the world, that since not being the suitcase entrepreneur and settling down in beautiful New Zealand, this is one of my balconies outside our bedroom, actually, on a gorgeous hot sunny Friday afternoon. It's pretty epic. I even have, it's just so good. Anyway, the point is, it's very hard to move away from an identity that so many people put value on, that you put so much value into and built up over so many years. It was almost 8 years as a suitcase entrepreneur, to not completely remove yourself from that, but to not be known as that anymore, really sort of held me back for a while there. And mainly because my identity was so tied up in it, and I felt like I couldn't fully release it and just be and just enjoy this new life and embrace it. So not doing any of that in 2019. Oh, and so far that's going great. And number 9, lucky number 9. Come in, number 9. Come in. Ooh, number 6. Are you in trouble? It's just a little joke that my dad likes to talk about. Imagine like a paddle boat out on the water with the number 9 on it. Should be up the other way. Anyway. Number 9, I will not launch any more courses. What? Yes, a little bit like not buying any more courses. I have a number of courses that I am deeply proud of, and I want to update, improve, and re-release. Many of those are on evergreen/autopilot, and some of those I want to be introducing again to my community throughout the year. But I am not creating any more courses. I am not launching officially any more courses. The one thing I may launch this year is a community membership. Stay tuned on that one. But I actually want to promote other people's courses. There are so many amazing people out there with incredible courses. And so I've lined up my content calendar for the first half of this year to actually support them instead, because it takes a ton of work to create, edit, produce, publish, and then launch a course and then continue to do so. So hats off to all the educators out there, all the content creators, all the course creators. It's an amazing and rewarding experience, and it's also one of the most challenging, difficult things to do, especially if you want people to learn and feel supported and actually get results. So no more making courses this year. So those are my 9 things that I will not be doing, or attempting not to be doing, in 2019. In my next vlog, I'm going to share with you the 10 things that I am committing to. And in the comments below, I would just love to know one thing that you do not want to do this year and you are going to hold yourself to not do. Okay, I'm off to have a coffee. No, I'm not actually. It's all good. But if I did, I'd be making it myself. Because I'm a little bit of a barista. I get the plunger, I get my cup. Yeah. I'm just going to